Thank you. Chair now calls on the distinguished gentlelady from the District of Columbia, Ms. Norton, for 5 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and I certainly appreciate this hearing. Very intrigued by what we're doing here today. I have a question about what looks like a move to promote efficiency when government agencies deal in the marketplace for off-the-shelf items where our own National Defense Authorization Act in 2018 said that essentially the purchase of goods at $10,000 or under could be done through this for off-the-shelf items through an online marketplace. I suppose, Mrs. Zelinsky, I should ask you this question. One, will this save taxpayers money? And two, as part of that question, is there any evidence that lower prices would result by off-the-shelf items being purchased individually in this way?
Thank you, ma'am, for the question. Under Section 846 of fiscal year 18's National Defense Authorization Act, GSA is tasked with standing up a commercial platform in order to allow agencies to utilize that marketplace in order to purchase these commercial off-the-shelf products. As you point out, what we're looking for within this platform is a number of different things. One of them is to be able to consolidate that buying power of the federal agencies. We know today that agencies are already using commercial platforms, but what we are not doing is we are not actually consolidating that buying power through.
How are you consolidating it now? If each agency can go on and order these goods.
Correct, ma'am, and that's exactly what's happening today. It's happening in a disaggregated fashion today.
Yeah.
But under the Section 846 legislation, we're going to have a central marketplace that would allow for us to consolidate that buying power across government.
And therefore, you think taxpayers will earn the benefit of reduced prices?
Through the consolidation of that buying power, correct,
Yes.
ma'am.
I'd like to ask you about a concern about counterfeit goods with the sellers like Amazon are not, who get the information from the agency, is not supposed to use it. But I note a quote from GSA that government has limited ability to proactively monitor and identify this behavior. And of course, the behavior I'm talking about is counterfeit goods and knockoffs. What does that mean? That you have limited ability? Is there no way to monitor this to tell whether or not there is conformity with the law?
Thank you, ma'am, for the question. In today's environment, as I mentioned, agencies are currently going to the commercially available platforms in order to purchase these items. And we, as a government, have limited access to the information about what's being bought and the sources of those. Under the Section 846 program, rather than those commercial platforms, we are looking to business-to-business solutions that will allow for us to place requirements into the program so that we would have that level of insight, that we would have both the information.
So the requirements will go to whom? Who will have to abide by these requirements?
So under the program, we have released a solicitation to industry seeking qualified providers of these platform solutions. Mm-hmm. And right now we're assessing proposals that have been submitted. So any offeror is subject to those requirements under the program to provide us the data and the information that we need in order to do that monitoring. In addition to that, we're also seeking solutions from the platform providers that would allow for us to readily identify and remove any products that we believe that we don't have the strength of knowledge or there's not a provenance known, and in that way reduce the risk posed in terms of counterfeit goods or items being sold.
When will you have that ability? Beginning when will you have that?
For the,
ability?
for the program, we're actually releasing the pilot. The first implementation will be this spring, and we will start small, and we will build from there.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you so much. Chair now recognizes